All right, so I got all those bolts in there. So the phone had cut off. I don't know what happened there. Somebody may have tried to call or something, but it turned the video off. So I don't know what I've got video there, what I was saying whenever it cut off. So just to recap, just in case it's been cut off a while. We're going for a vertical exhaust stack versus an underswung exhaust stack. The other thing I was talking about, that I found several things that were causing exhaust leaks. Whenever I took the manifold and stuff off, cut all the old exhaust off. One of the main leading factors of exhaust leak was actually the number 4 exhaust manifold gasket on the block side was completely missing. Was nowhere to be found. So I don't know if for some reason when they had this off, they just didn't get it back in there, or they thought they got it in there, or I don't know. I can't say. Never worked on this machine in particular before, so I'm learning when y'all are learning. But that was right underneath the operator's seat. Other things were they had the wrong size of pipe trying to connect up. The whole back of the muffler on the inlet side was all eroded away. Just all kinds of fun stuff like that. So we got our exhaust manifold gaskets from Deere. They were a whole, I think they were about $3.50 a piece. If I recall correctly, something like that is where we were before. Okay, that is not going to work. All right, so we need to bolt this plate in, and it may be to where let me unbolt this air box from the plate. Fire it up, see what happens. gonna be loud as all get out straight off that manifold like that. All right, so the only thing I see is now because of putting that breather box right there, it's going to not allow us to put our hood piece back on. But we get our exhaust in here and get our muffler mounted. It may be to where we may do one of two things. We may either change our pipe routing, and it may be to where we can unscrew this here somehow or another and rotate that another direction. If we could do that, it would allow us to change how this guy connects up here to the intake side. I would really love for that thing to be shoved right up in here, but I'm afraid I don't know how hot the exhaust system's going to get. So because of that, I don't really want to do that. It's over there, it's out of the way. There again, this is not a beauty princess. I've talked about several times. We bought this loader as a trial to see if it was going to work. I like it, but I'm not sure that we're not going to run it this year and sell it. So we're just trying to get it to where we're not spending a bunch of money on oil and that kind of stuff. We're trying to make it to where if I do decide to sell it, I can at least recoup my money out of it. But either way, so let's get the exhaust in and then we'll build that piece and get it put on. We got the exhaust system. Okay, so we got the exhaust system put back on the Swinger 3000. You can see there our exhaust manifold that we turned upside down. I cut us a flange, found us a piece of pipe finally after an hour of searching on the farm. Never throw anything away, rule number 1 on the farm. So I got our new muffler in. Like I said, that is a muffler off like a 5000 5610 Ford. It is amazing how much quieter this thing is. I'll fire it up here in just a second. I do need another exhaust manifold gasket for here. I took one of the old ones off, or I saved one of the old ones. I tried to reuse it, but it's still leaking, so I need to get a new one. Deere only had 4 of them in stock the other day, so I'll have to pick one of those up. And I need a clamp, a clamp or 2 to go here. Now this piece of pipe here goes plumb up to the top of that, and I done that to try to give that some rigidity. The one thing that I did notice by having it this way is of course you get all that heat off of that exhaust stack because it is fairly close to you. But I don't think that's going to be a problem when you get out moving, working in the barn or something. But it doesn't vibrate all over the place. Let me get this tripod here. So compared to what it had sounded like before, that's a big difference. But we're going to see what it does next week. Like I said, we got chicken litter to spread, so we're going to take it down there and load with it. That'll be the first real test of using it. And then we'll shoot some video down there working, and we'll talk more about it afterwards. But thanks for stopping in at E&W Farms. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, leave us a comment, give us a like of the video if you liked it, and if you want to help us out and help us grow, share it with somebody. And we'll catch you in the next video.